Alright, so we are going to be starting off with iCarly. iCarly was literally the only live action IRL show that I enjoyed watching, you know, as a child all the way to now. Even then, I could see the perfection what iCarly was, and I thought it was hilarious, and I still think it's funny. Some of the episodes still slap, especially the later season. This is one of the few shows where the seasons actually get better and better, and it's really good. I'm gonna give it a solid A tier. It almost deserves S, but it's not a cartoon. Cartoons is where it slapped. The guy with the taco, the spaghetti tacos, you know, I introduced my family to spaghetti tacos after I got back from juvie. I told my dad and my dad's wife, I was like, hey, y'all ever had spaghetti tacos? They were like, what the hell is that? And I was like, haha, bet. We had spaghetti tacos, and that was not the last time we had it, so they apparently liked it. All right, let me get Rugrats and then All Grown Up here. We got the OG Rugrats. Eventually I will own a pair of like sweatpants with Reptar on them, and watching it as a child, I would say B or A tier, one of these. Probably A as a child, because it was really good. And honestly, the movies like Rugrats Go Wild, Rugrats Go to Paris, that's probably S tier, maybe A plus. But Rugrats the show, watching it now as an adult, probably B tier, but I cannot give it any lower. Rugrats. Alright, now All Grown Up, which is basically just Rugrats but the teenage version. I'm bringing back the C plus tier, and that's where All Grown Up is going. It deserves it. You know what, maybe instead of C plus, let's do B minus. How about that? Let's B minus instead. Yeah, that looks better. B minus, because this was actually pretty good watching if there was nothing else on. Channel 24 Dish TV, that's where it was at, because there was like the older shows on Nicktoons and then the newer shows on Nickelodeon, and I mainly watched Nicktoons as a child, which is actually rare W. Alright, SpongeBob S tier. We don't even have to talk about it. Obviously that is the GOAT. I know how bad, terrible, and stinky new seasons are, but we have to ignore it. Those aren't even SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't know what that is. That's just SquarePants. SpongeBob though, huge S tier. Season 1 through 3, God tier. Season 4 and 5, S tier, A tier. 6 and 7, B tier. But we ignore the rest, and it's just collectively an S tier. Cat Dog, huge B tier. I thought this was a great show watching, and when you caught this on when it was playing, very rarely by the way, it was hella fire, and the intro is also fire. I'm gonna say it's better than Rugrats. If it's in front of a show on the same tier, that means I view it higher than the show before it. Alright, Hey Arnold isn't one I watched too much, mainly just because the little bit I did watch, I just really didn't like it. I watched the movie and I thought that was okay, but Hey Arnold in general is probably C. It's lucky there's not a C minus, or I'd probably go there, but I gotta respect the OG where it is, so C tier. Very Odd Parents, it has the same rules as SpongeBob, just ignore the older seasons. Fire, S tier immediately, I don't care. Very Odd Parents, just way too fire. It's Fire Odd Parents. The intro also S tier. A lot of people say this show fell off when they introduced Poof, but I actually liked Poof. I say it fell off when they introduced the dog. Like, the season before the dog is when it fell off. Alright, Mr. Meaty. I will look up this for you guys. I will look up Mr. Meaty, because y'all might not know about Mr. Meaty. It's such an ugly show. Imagine someone introduced this to the director's team. The director's team actually passed it on through the screening process. Someone from head up looked at this show, looked at these characters and said, this is fire. And then they greenlit it. And then everyone was like, holy shit, it's failing. Why is it failing? Mr. Meaty, F tier. Damn, it's F tier. It's been a hot minute since I watched the X's. I'm not even sure if I'm eligible to even rank it anymore. But I do remember watching the X's. But what I remember more than watching it is playing the Flash game they had on Nickelodeon. On the website, they had a Flash game, this group of characters, and it was pretty fun. The Flash game Fame, B-. The show itself, I'm probably just gonna give it C tier behind Hey Arnold. Alright, now Cat Scratch, this was fire, and my family actually right now still has a couple of the McDonald's Cat Scratch. One of them, you wound up its tail, and the other one, it would automatically go like a car. This show, you guys should not pass up. Breadwinners, I only watched this if there was literally nothing else. It was either this or Judge Judy. I'm choosing this. Breadwinner is D tier. F tier is saved for the real stinky. Breadwinners, it had like maybe 2 episodes that were decent out of the entire thing that was all doo-doo butter. Breadwinners, D tier. Planet Sheen, now this is the epitome of C-, maybe even D+. Planet Sheen was either super stinky or it had pretty good episodes. There was never anything in between. I didn't mind Planet Sheen as much as most people did. I know a lot of people hated Planet Sheen, but I personally would just say C-. My Life as a Teenage Robot, this show was pretty good, and so were the side characters. Honestly, I would rank it above Rugrats. Henry Danger, I did not like it. It's gonna go straight in D. I think, you know what? I think it probably is better than Breadwinners. I might watch Henry Danger over Breadwinners, honestly. Cause from the little bit I've seen of both, I think Breadwinners might be a little bit stinkier. Thundermans, it kinda also stinky. I'm gonna put it in D tier, but I think between the Thundermans and Breadwinners, I would rather watch Breadwinners, cause this I did not like at all. This is almost F tier. That might actually, yeah, go into F tier. I'm sorry. You gotta go in there. You're stinkier than Breadwinners, then you're F tier. That's just facts. I'm sorry. Like Fred Show, the Fred movie, D, C tier. Fred Show, hella stinky. I'd rather watch Mr. Meaty. The Wild Thornberries I didn't watch too much of, but the little bit I did watch, it was alright. I'd probably put it in front of the X's, and that's probably just a comfortable spot with my knowledge of where it's gonna stay. I'm sure it might be B tier. Alright, Jimmy Neutron. I like Very Odd Parents a lot more than Jimmy Neutron. I know it's a battle between the two, kind of, for some reason. Nickelodeon kind of did that versus thing with them, which I thought was nice. But Very Odd Parents obviously outlived Jimmy for a reason, and I think I'm going to put it in the high A tier. Jimmy deserves it. I kind of like Dexter more, I cannot lie to you. But Jimmy was really good. Carl, Libby, Sheen, instead of this Sheen. Rocket Power. This was a fire show. If y'all don't know about Rocket Power, you gotta go watch. Hella solid B tier, right past Rugrats. This show was way fire. Salmon Cat, I also really liked as a child. This was fire to me. It's definitely not on iCarly field, but I'll probably put it in B- behind Cat Scratch. Chalk Zone. Now, I did watch a lot of this. This is one of the main shows that was on Nicktoons at night. So you'd have to stay up to see this, and this was pretty good to stay up and watch. I think it's better than all of these B- shows, and I'm even gonna say that I'm gonna put it in B tier. Alright, The Loud House. The Loud House is actually one of the few newer cartoons I think isn't half bad, at least the older seasons of it. And there's some very humorous moments, so I actually don't mind The Loud House. I'm going to give it a B tier, very high up there next to the Rugrats. Nah, behind the Rugrats. It's gonna be after Chalk Zone. Alright, Mighty B. A lot of people thinks this is a stinky show, but I actually kind of thought it was fire. I liked this growing up. This is one of the shows I would go out my way to watch. So just for that, it's B tier because I liked it. I would watch it over the shows behind. Back at the Barnyard, fire, A tier. Put it above iCarly and Jimmy Neutron. You could not go wrong. Almost any episode you accidentally put on to watch was fire. This was a childhood show growing up. Avatar: The Last Airbender, S tier, above Very Odd Parents. Now this hurts me. I don't know, because it is fire, and it stayed fire basically the entire lifespan. However, Avatar did make a movie, and that shit was ass. SpongeBob made a movie that was fire, and then it made another movie. It was okay. I thought it was pretty good, and then made another movie. I was like, all right now, bro, come on. Fairy Odd Parents made a movie, but we don't talk about that. All right, I have decided that Avatar will stay where it is, because for me, as a personal thing, SpongeBob is just my go-to show every time. Like, I never think about watching a random episode of Avatar, but I always think about watching a random episode of SpongeBob. So Legend of Korra, I did not really like that much. I am going to put it above Loud House, but that's about it. I thought the story was pretty good. I thought the cameos was alright, but as I don't know, it just didn't slap. El Tigre, what do y'all know about this show? I want to see anyone in chat who knows about this secret banger right here. This actual B tier, nah, A tier hidden god. Like, this show was fire. It was basically like a never-ending ongoing movie. I thought it was really good. Huge A tier. We got Rocco's Modern Life, which once again, it's personal. I love this show. This show is hella fire. I'm gonna put it above Rocket Power. This is heat. Rocco's Modern Life is for, like, you have to have a certain kind of humor. Robot and Monster, this is another show that got a lot of bad rep, and it's a little bit understandable with some of the episodes. I thought it was alright, so I'm gonna give it a solid C tier. I would actually put it higher than the rest of these. It does not deserve B minus though. It's definitely C. Sanjay and Craig, some of the episodes were really gross. Humor was actually kind of funny. I feel like this tried to rip off of Regular Show, or tried to be Regular Show before Regular Show, or maybe something like that. I have no idea. But some episodes were okay, so I'ma put it behind Hey Arnold. Actually, I lied. Let me put Robot Monster behind Hey Arnold as well. And let me put Wild Thornberry behind the X's. No way you're saying S tier to Sanjay and Craig. Hell no, what kind of chat is this right here? Fanboy and Chum Chum, this might be my hottest take ever. Like, my most disagreed with take in the universe. But I actually kind of like Fanboy and Chum Chum. Like right here. Yeah. It just had a stupid, quirky charm. Plus, the main villain of the show, his name was Kyle. So as a child, I thought that was funny. The animation could be better, but I promise, the humor is there. Me and Moon Panda actually sat down one night and watched an episode of it. It was the episode where they have like a Tamagotchi pet, and they keep killing it over and over and bringing it back to life with like a pet cemetery over and over, and it just wanted to kill itself at some point. Ren and Stimpy, for me, it's a solid B tier, about right here. I know for a lot of people it's A and S, especially for nostalgia purposes. Me, personal tier list. Alright, now I have never intentionally sat down to watch this ever, but at the same time, I've seen so much of this. There's some episodes right here, like there's some shows you're seeing right here that I've seen less. I've seen more of this than a few shows here on this list. And I can say that for someone who probably likes TMNT, it's probably B A tier. I don't doubt this show slap. But for someone who doesn't really care, I'ma just put it in C, bruh. Alright, now for Tough Puppy, this is another show that it came in a lot of like DVD sets, like bundles. I thought Tough Puppy was pretty alright actually. I thought it was pretty okay. So I personally kind of want to give it B tier, but in no universe is it better than some of these shows right here. I guess I'm gonna put it right here, but it probably would go in B for me. Alright, and last but not least, we have Danny Phantom. This show straight to the tippity top of S tier. Fire show, you cannot go wrong with it. The story was there, the action was there, the character development was there, everything fire. Alright, but there you guys go. There you have it, the official Mystic Dreamcatcher cartoon tier list. Just keep in mind, everything I've stated is only my opinion. If you want to see me rank anything else, please comment down below. And I dare anyone who watches this video to have a good day.